Hey guys, it's Kieran. Welcome back to a new video. This one is going to be about creating offers, okay? More specifically, your primary core high ticket offer, right? Now, using this process that I'm about to show you, I've implemented this with all my clients, but more specifically, I wanted to touch on Trevor's offer, right? Trevor joined me back in November. He was doing around 8K per month. Some of you might have seen the case study, so you'll know the offer that I'm actually referring to. But Trevor was able to go from doing around 8 to 10K a month to collecting 70K in the month of February, right? Now I know that sounds crazy. You know, that an online fitness coach can be making almost 1 million per year. But, you know, it just goes to show how when you have all the right systems and processes in place, and you're actually leveraging what you can offer to the market in a way that's, you know, very attractive, that it can go a long way. So in today's video, I'm just going to kind of break down the thought process and exactly, you know, what we're thinking when we're building someone's offer, essentially. And the first thing, which you may know or you may not know, is, you know, you need to work out who you're actually targeting, right? Because how can you make someone an offer or have an offer in place if you don't even know who you're trying to serve, right? Because two completely different people are going to have completely different needs and desires. You know, they're going to want different transformations, and, you know, if you're trying to market to everyone, it's not going to work. It's not going to be efficient. You're not going to be able to fully maximize your potential in the marketplace because you can't possibly master everything. And I don't know about you, but personally, if I was looking to achieve a particular outcome or transformation, I would rather go to the person who specializes in that transformation, as opposed to going to someone who is quite broad in their marketing. They're trying to, you know, latch on to multiple different angles and problems. Yeah, I would go with the person who I resonate with the most, you know, as a person, but more importantly, in terms of the transformation that I'm actually trying to achieve. So I call it the dream client, okay? Because, I mean, not only do you want to know who you're actually working with, but, you know, why not work with your dream client, right? If you've been a personal trainer or a fitness coach for a while now, you'll have data to use in terms of, you know, in the past sort of years that you've been coaching, what are the, you know, attributes of a client who gets really good results, okay? Why not double down on this kind of person, right? It makes sense. You know, this kind of person brings in the most money, they get the best results. So, you know, if you've got that data to use, you should really be doubling down on this kind of person. You know, and you need to know what's the big problem that you're solving, okay? That's essentially why people are going to pay you money. You need to know what's their biggest problem that they have, and how can you solve it through your service. Your service is essentially the vehicle that gets them from A to B. You need to know what their desired state is, what their transformation is that they're trying to achieve. And you also need to know what's stopping them from getting there, okay? So you've got the pain points, you know, the big problem, you've got their desired outcome, and you've got the roadblocks that are stopping them from getting there. So now you just need to craft a program or a vehicle that can get them from A to B. And in your marketing, you'll be referring to this before state and this sort of after state, right? Because these are the things that are going to resonate with that person. And the negative of being too broad is that, you know, some of what you say might resonate with someone, so they come into your funnel, into your audience, and then a lot of what you say isn't going to resonate with them. So, you know, that's going to cause them to be less likely to become your client. You know, they might actually find someone better than you, and it looks like you don't master what the particular thing that they're trying to do or trying to solve. So if we just give you an example of Trevor's avatar, so he already had some data to play with. So we were just trying to work out who brought the most money in, who got the best results, and could we just basically double down on these people, and it worked tremendously. So we kind of went for the kind of busy professional men, aged between 30 and 50. Their main issue was time management, to be honest, and kind of being inconsistent with the gym. You know, they wanted to get in shape, but while also being, you know, functional day to day. Because obviously, you know, being in shape is important to them, but with the age of the demographic, you know, slowly as you get older, you start to care a little bit less about the aesthetic side of things and more about, you know, feeling good, having energy, being functional. So we wanted to kind of, you know, play on both of those things, because obviously both things are still important to them. You know, the biggest things was really time, the hassle of going to the gym, you know, not having an efficient workout plan or schedule, and that kind of lack of direction basically prevented them from taking action. So, you know, they need simplicity, being unsure about what to eat as well. You know, unsure what diet to follow, whether they should be counting calories, but, you know, meal prepping just isn't an option for them. You know, it's too much hassle. So, you know, we needed an offer that would speak to these people specifically and frame Trevor's service as the thing that can get them to their, you know, desired outcome, essentially. And, you know, the thing you need to remember with, you know, selling high ticket is that you're in the business of selling transformations, not the process, right? You can't charge someone thousands of dollars up front if your main sort of marketing angle or, you know, proposition is the fact that you're just going to give them a training plan and a nutrition plan and check-ins. People don't really care about that. They just want to know that you can get them to their transformation, and that's the thing that's really going to motivate them. So you need to think a bit deeper than that, and you need to be talking about the transformation, how they're going to feel when they get there, that sort of thing, and less about the process. Because, you know, this is 2024. Everyone kind of online coaching is very common these days, and everyone kind of knows what to expect in terms of what they'll receive. So it's really doing you no good by focusing on the standard stuff. So I'll tell you Trevor's offer just so you can kind of, you know, get an understanding of how this helps them. So busy career-driven men, right? I'll help you lose 20 pounds of your body fat, pack on lean muscle, and learn how to stay in shape forever in 180 days or less using our kettlebell body method, without ever stepping foot into the gym or counting a single calorie. And if our proven system doesn't work for you, you don't pay. So let me just break this down so you kind of know where my head's at with each part. So at the start, you've got the target audience, right? You know, you're calling out who it's aimed at in a positive way. And you basically, this is just making it feel exclusive, okay? you're calling out them specifically because this program is specifically designed for them. Okay, that's the kind of thought process behind that. So you start off by calling out the target audience. Then you've got the quantifiable end result and their biggest desires. So a quantifiable end result is important because it shows that there's a deadline to when this outcome is going to be achieved by. It's not just, you're not just trying to get clients in and coach them indefinitely. No, there's a step-by-step process. This program is specifically designed to get them to a outcome, right? That's what makes high ticket programs a bit more appealing than just the generic low ticket stuff. Because you're essentially walking them through a roadmap, step by step, holding their hand until they get to their desired outcome. So you've got the quantifiable end result, which is the 20 pounds of body fat. This makes them think about what they would look like 20 pounds leaner, pack on lean muscle, and learn how to stay in shape forever. Okay, that's a common kind of pitfall that people fall into. They get into shape and then they fall off the wagon, or they don't keep it forever, or it's a short-term thing. So that in itself is appealing. Then we've got the time frame. So this is kind of like the quantifiable end result in terms of not what you get, but how long it's going to take. So it just gives them a bit more confidence and clarity that they're not just going to be dieting and following this hard workout program forever. No, it's, you're coming into this program and out on the other side, you're at your transformation. You're not just going to drag them through the mud forever. Then you've got the unique mechanism. What I mean by that is basically you're just putting a name on the process, right? So instead of being all boring and saying, yeah, you get a training plan, a nutrition plan, and check-ins, no, try and make it a bit more unique. Make it sound like a new opportunity, right? It's just marketing at the end of the day. We all know what we get with online coaching, but this just makes it sound like a new opportunity that they've never heard before. Yeah, it's just going to make you stand out from the crowd a little bit. Then you've got the pain point subtractions. So you want to figure out what the biggest pain points are of your target audience that are stopping them from getting to where they want to go. So with Trevor, it was kind of, the gym side of things. And people just didn't want to be, counting calories or meal prepping, right? They just wanted sort of a more intuitive way, like a intuitive system for nutrition, that was, they didn't have to think about it too much, but it was also, reliable still. So, that's kind of how we came up with, without ever having to step foot in the gym, which is a really strong one for the people he was targeting, or without having to count a single calorie. So you've got 2 pain point subtractions there. And then obviously you've got the guarantee as well, which just kind of further emphasizes your confidence in getting them results. But obviously if you're smart about it, you will have, an agreement of some sorts with some stipulations in place, because the worst thing you want to do is, people be wanting their money back because of work they've not done, right? So you just need to protect yourself from that. But if you're a solid coach and this process definitely works, if they do everything you instruct, then having a strong guarantee in place like this shouldn't be an issue. And something to note as well is like a good offer should make you a little bit uncomfortable, because you're just basically telling them that if they do everything that you say perfectly, that they will get the result, and they'll get, an amazing result, which, is completely accurate if you're a good coach. However, you just need to protect yourself from the people who, well, for one, people's personal circumstances, it's out of your control, and their ability to actually put in the work is out of your control as well. So you just need to be careful when you're making guarantees, and just make sure to cover yourself. But why is having a good offer important? You may be wondering. Well, It's kind of like the foundation to everything you do. You know, you've got the offer at the top, then you've got your content, which goes, you know, top of funnel content, middle of funnel content, which is the nurturing part of things. You know, you've got YouTube, IG stories, and then you've got bottom of funnel, which is, you know, your conversations and your calls and things like that. However, it's just going to make everything a lot easier if you've got a good offer in place. Everything is just going to feel naturally more smooth. Yeah, just in terms of like people reaching out to you in, you know, DM conversations, on sales calls, especially. And if your offer is really good and you're charging a premium for it, then you can make very good money with little traffic. And that's the magic of having a really good offer that's a high ticket offer as well. Because if you're just selling a low ticket broad offer, I'm not saying they don't work, but you need a lot of traffic. You need a lot of traffic to make it worthwhile doing. So if you've got like, you know, 100K followers, then yeah, by all means, a low ticket offer is a great way of having some monthly recurring revenue, while also having your high ticket offer in place as like a step up in the value ladder. Yeah. But if you're just kind of, you know, not that many followers, one specific high ticket offer should be your core offer that you sell. That's going to get you to, you know, 10, 20, 30K a month, no problem. And then from there, when you've got a lot of excess traffic that, you know, you're not doing anything with, that's kind of where a low ticket offer can come into play. Just as like a filtration, like to still collect money from people who maybe can't afford the high ticket offer, for example. But I mean, that's just the kind of offer statement, right? Doesn't really mean too much. It's more just about you knowing in your head exactly what you do for people. And it's something that, you know, people will see on the sales call, for example. And then you may be wondering, you know, what actually makes up a good offer though? A clear roadmap to success is obviously the most important part. You know, you're not just coaching someone with like no milestones in place. You know, part of having a great offer is the client having extreme clarity around what actually needs to happen to get them from A to B. You know, it's not just a case of giving them the basics and then that's it, and then them just going from checkout to checkout, not really knowing what's next. Because you got to remember, like, the average person isn't a personal trainer like you. They don't know about the timelines of how long things take, you know, especially if it's their first transformation. So you need to make it obvious for them. You know, you need to do a bit of macro planning. So, you know, zoom out, look at the year, do it month by month. Obviously, it might not always be 100% accurate, but that's okay. As long as they have clarity around what they're actually doing, it's going to help massively with getting your clients results, essentially. And it just means that your fulfillment is also a lot more structured as well, which can really help. And I mean, when clients have clarity, you know, that equals confidence, and then confidence equals action. So you're doing yourself a huge favor by having a clear roadmap in place for clients to follow. And the next thing is your program deliverables. And what I mean by that is what they actually get when they come on board with you. And by the way, the roadmap and the deliverables are things that you're going to express to them on a sales call, right? If you're talking about this sort of stuff in your content, it's okay to do now and again, like in a subtle way, but it can get a bit salesy. So you're better off leading with value and then leave this part to the sales call where you're actually trying to express, you know, what your program's all about. So you've got the roadmap, and then you've got the deliverables as well. So the deliverables is what they actually get when they come on board. So you need to be creative with this. You know, if you're serving one kind of person and to get them one particular outcome, then it makes it very easy to come up with deliverables that are tailored to what they're actually trying to achieve. You know, something we implemented with Trevor that worked really well was having like a starter pack. So this really created a good first impression, and it just made it a lot more convenient for people as well, because Trev, if you don't know already, Trevor was a kettlebell coach. So we made one of his deliverables for his 6-month program was that if they go with that option, then they get a free starter pack, which included their first kettlebell. And this was a really nice touch. He had some really good feedback on this, and it also acts as like a welcome gift as well. So, you know, this kind of dramatically improved the lifetime value of the customer, because most people were sort of paying up front for 6 months. And then obviously he would have the back end offer as well. For people that wanted to stay on longer, they would get a discount. But yeah, like other examples include like a recipe book, habit tracker, you know, having like an internal community with, you know, events, challenges, things like that. Kind of just things that, you know, they don't get the person from A to B, but they help the process, right? They make the process easier, you know, easier to implement, or they get more support from being in a community. Any sort of like side things that help kind of contribute to them getting to their transformation is a good shout. You don't want to just fill up the deliverables with random stuff that doesn't really help them. It just looks like you're trying to add more value, but there's actually no value there. So that comes across quite bad. So you just want to make sure you're stacking as much value as possible, but the things you are stacking genuinely help the person get to where they want to go. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of the breakdown, to be honest. Kind of just to summarize, so you want to identify who your client avatar is, what they need and desire most. You want to position your new offer as the perfect vehicle to get them to their goal. You want to pack more of a punch by adding all the variables that I discussed. So you've got your quantifiable end result, which will be achieved in a time frame. You've got the pain point subtractions in there, and then you've got a guarantee. Okay. Don't be scared to be bold about your offer. Okay. It should express the very best outcome that you can help someone achieve in that time frame if they follow all your instructions. Okay. You want to make sure that your program roadmap is clear and effective, so that you can easily show someone this and they can clearly see the step-by-step process that it actually takes to get them from A to B. Okay. Clarity and information allows people to make decisions easier. Okay. Get creative with your offer deliverables. You know, make your service better than all of your competition. So you've got the training plan, the nutrition plan, the check-ins, right? Now you need to be thinking, okay, how can I bulk that up and how can I make it even better, right? Can I add a group call every week? Can I, you know, add an internal community, in-person events, you know, a welcome gift, just anything that you can think of that would be a nice touch and that would add value to the service. But yeah, that's kind of it for today, guys. So I hope you've gotten some value from this. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments. I appreciate you watching, and yeah, have a great day. Thank you.